Well, that's not going to be a very interesting. Look what he's doing. Look what's going on. I would have to say good evening, good morning, folks, and good morning, New Zealand, Australia. You get three beams coming at you right over here toward the straits from different radar stations. Two beams coming from over here and one coming from over here. I just happened to notice it here. I imagine New Zealand ain't going to be very happy that this has happened. But, they beaming you, they control the flows through the straits with heated outflows and to make sure the storm's moving in crazy patterns and in weird ways. And those are beams from your next red radar stations heating up the flow to push things towards the North Island and create a heated area down through here. You're going to have a little bit of a break, and then you're going to have an unbelievable amount of rain come all at once. You have a terrible situation developing for this curved area here, known as Hawke's Bay. And I'll go through some of the totals on that. It's taken a while for this to load properly. But you had some very bad storms coming through last night. I was actually talked to a few people, and they said they was awake all night. And I talked to one in particular. I could even hear the rain coming. It was belting down and down around these islands out here in these areas. Over here in that pukey hole. Oh, that's an H. You see, it's hard. There's something with this font. It's just very blurry. You're going to have to suss this out. Uh-huh. Uh-ohs is going on with that. And SpaghettiOs it's got nothing to do with it. So I'm going to go right now and look at some more radars because I have them all loaded. We'll go with Perth first because you get some big cells coming through. They've all chem-bombed up. And it definitely is all chem-bomb type of situation for you. So all this shit out to sea that's been blown up with these low-level bombs here, and mixing with these high-level ones, and they're coming in over here. I'll put the map on so you know where you are. All right, York. Spork. Who invented that thing anyhow? It's just not very efficient. And so this is accurate as of about an hour and 8 minutes ago, and I'm not reloading it. It took a long time to get it to load. It's a lot of data here. Look at all the streamers in a bomb. If I just look at this one little part here, streamer enough. Some of you might be interested in this more obvious chem bomb circle here. You see, look at that. Right? But streamers coming off, its shock wave goes out and makes a certain shape. And sent this streamer again from the center point. It's just 10 minutes later. There's something here, possibly a strato cruiser. What is the strato cruiser? Watch this. Strato cruiser scope X. Stratospheric control perturbation experiments, National Institutes of Health. Here's some articles for you from PubMed. Oh, I'm gonna give you guys the goods. If you pay attention to me throughout the years, you will have had every piece of ammo you could possibly need to prove to the naysayers with the type of information they will be receptive to, with like PubMed articles. Which I better download this one while I can. So there might be a little interrupt while this downloads. Right there. And just name it something. Stratospheric control perturbation, small scale. Small scale, my ass. The universities' names are here. Departments, chemistry. Oh, lo and behold, could it be Harvard again? Chemistry and biology, Harvard again. Harvard University poisoning you. Harvard blocking the sun, SRM. You see those words, SRM. Is an anagram for solar radiation management. Aerosols has the potential to mitigate. It doesn't say it will. It's the potential. Yeah, bullshit. And they're selling it to you. So, and it goes into catalytic chemistries, and it gives you names, and then you'll have to go to the bottom. Hydrogen oxygen radicals, and it talks about stripping the atmosphere, and ozone, which is something that seems to replenish itself, which I could also show you at some point. Let's look at that. aerosol loading. You're spraying it like bug part of it. A local determinants of ozone. Bullshit. Are you just trying to use the old ozone scare? And even NASA proved the hole closes and opens back up and closes again. It seems to have a breathing cycle. The system must be samples. And it talks about a bunch of crap. But all I want you to see is the Stratocruiser itself is the balloon. And if I'm lucky, I'm going to get some images. And I'll type in a balloon. You might want me to type it really properly. Okay, so watch this. I'm going to have to do a capital X. Oh yeah, sometimes your searches have to be very specific. And I'm about to get very specific. This is where knowledge pays off. Ain't quite the right one. This keyboard's different layout. Here we go. What were we seeing across America some weeks ago? Balloons going across a low-level atmosphere of the United States with gondolas and platforms. And you spray your skies to look like this. Like crap. Shit like this. Marine cloud brightening. See the propellers there? A drone in your sky with the ability to spray. Controlled perturbation experiments, small scale, Harvard University. And here's that document. I'll be happy to pass you the guesses on that one. Here, have some home. Oh, I've already given you that one, haven't I? No. Okay, have it. Have it. Right, here's some homework. As I'm going to show you some totals that this SRM seems to be leading to. And it's not very pleasant for the people of Hawke's Bay, for damn sure not pleasant for the people of Perth, and it ain't pleasant for me to have to report on it all the time. It just isn't. And that'll be the Stratocruiser. I got a lot of imageries of the Stratocruiser you can come up with. You can go Scope X. You can go. Ready for this one? Watch this now. I'm gonna just change this word. I'm gonna go Project Loan. Now this was in combination with Google to 5G the world, and Musk has something to do with this. And you'll see these platforms there with the Scope X. We've seen these across the United States this year, flying low level. They try to tell you they were Chinese spy balloons. But really, they was just Uncle Joe visiting you with his low-level deployments of chemical taxes, and you buy any excuse anyhow. The American people in the world thought that the word healthy and asymptomatic didn't mean the same thing, and they do. Oh, is it tower? Man, they got some plans, and these things are big. They blow up about the size of a football field when they're fully inflated in the upper atmosphere. And there's lots of big gondolas, and there's lots of big old things. Look at it. It takes a crane to deploy these things. It's not this small little weather balloon like you'd be thinking. And whose face do you see? The devil. The devil's henchman's right in front of you. The guy with no medical degree that told you to take a drug that he made money off selling. And you guys didn't see. Experiments in Harvard. Always going on. Always this club. Murder. The Crimson of Harvard had some serious investigations into their morals that need to be taught to that university. Disruption of monsoon patterns. Has that already gone? Has it become the monsoon rains? Right, so that's just to give you a little, at the head of Greenpeace. And they're all involved in this too. Why don't I have it is extremely risky in many ways if implemented at the scale necessary. But they're still quoting them. Why ain't Greenpeace fighting the geoengineering? Why ain't Greenpeace talking about this? Or they got too many pieces of green going in their pocket and worried about the perpetuation of their own activism rather than the activism coming to an end through success of the activism. You see the beam line right there? Straight out. Straight out to sea. Straight lines that don't belong there. All this is not a circulation. These roundnesses are very elongated like the eyes of Horus, but not in a kind way. Look at the beak of the vulture. The vulture's the two-faced. It's a fucking buzzard picking my planet dry. Bomb, 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 bomb. It's too obvious. Even a moron can see it. Are you a moron? I could be a moron and see it. And I could show you more on these than you ever wanted to see. The streamers of death pointing out and falling into the ocean. And the bomb field going off here with the testicular cloud and the big old curves to it. And bomb, 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 bombed again. Nickelodeon, boom. You know, it's a fucked up world. When we accepted the fact that Jimmy Asman could sing that he was a little old lady from Liverpool. Where is it all headed now? I got a little old Kim, I'm coming to your hood. Doing no good your garden, I say. Boom, boom. No good for your sunshine today. Boom. Blocking the sun as a goal of a university? Take their charter away. That's immoral. What do the plankton think of that? What do the trees think of that? What do I think of that? You know. I do not consent. And I'll speak for all other life on this planet whose voice never seems to be this. So from chimpanzee to chimpanzee, I say no to the faces in the clouds. I say no to the streamers of death that are acidifying my rivers and oceans and defoliating my planet. And I say no to weather plans that land grab your house and force you to move through totals like this that you're about to see. Perth. Now you got a rough fight coming. SSS. Cha-da-da-cha. It's just gonna roll them. The typical neighborhood destructions as these streams are trying desperately to drain their water into the ocean. The heavier falls are going to hit along the shorelines. The winds will be a factor, tides will be a factor, and their fuckery is to be expected. Now, Truff. Ouch. Sydney South Gone Corridor, we're watching for you. They're just starting to get honest with some totals. And this will happen after the fives. So you got time. And we'll be preparing for this next event that's going to get you guys right in the chaps. So get your arcs ready. Going south over there, there's some action coming. What? I just said so. There's that SWAT that EMF beam I showed you this morning has created. It's going to make its typical flows to heavy flows. And all these are headed toward where? Auburn. The river runs through it. This town here is in great danger for very heavy sudden flash flooding. So you will take precautions in those low-lying areas to secure that which is important to you. Out here in the bush areas where there's ranches and stuff, I want to know that the gates for the pasture lands have been opened up. I want to know that food has been put out for animals that might have to wander to higher ground or create these higher ground for them somehow. Or if you have time to move your horses and stuff, do so in an orderly manner. You guys are about to have an event. Okay, as I look it up over here, I'm not happy. Now I'm very unhappy with what I'm about to show you, so I'm just going to go right to it. The thumb is very soggy, soaking wet. Terrible totals on the tens. Right as we get into the half meter range, that's a lot of water. Great. How much water is it? Right, 400 mil. I'll just go with that. Let's see, 440 mm in feet. That's a fucking near foot and a half of water coming. Okay, that's a lot. And it's a deadly amount. And now I'm going to use very emotive language. I'm going to tell you like it is. Right. 24 hours. You still got time to move some stuff, and then you're going to get a little bit of a lull. Right. Your safest passages are going to be south and over. Pretty much for most of this event that's coming. This is a no-go area. Right, that's a get the fuck out. Or unless you just like being isolated and cut off and are totally prepared for something like that and then enjoy your solitude because it might be what you're all about. The imminent destruction of the Esk Valley is coming. There's piles of stuff up here in the hills. that are going to make dams as water as silts go up against them, and then those are not going to withstand what's coming against them. Just like those pictures of those bridges you seen flipped over, those things are going to break, and the cascades are going to come behind them. Just like if you held your hand in front of a stream of water and then let it go. All right, so you are in danger of a lot of that happening in sudden places. It could happen here or there, where the forestry was not managed properly. It was just managed for their profit and fuck the people later on. This is one of these areas where things are going to go to take a turn and are going to fight. The barriers of the rivers themselves and the flood banks are now too low, right? Because the valleys over here, if maybe get 15 and 30 feet of mud in some places that wasn't there, and it's leveled out. Now when the river comes now, that's the new riverbed. You're 30 feet up. Where's the water going to go? She's coming through the unpredictable spots. And you have to know this. Your local information is about to change, and the shit 5 highway over here, SH5, is going to be a no-go zone. This is not a touristy thing to be participating in. This is deadly, and you people have a decision to get the fuck out or not. You remember your discomfort last time. I have a feeling it's not going to be any better. And the totals coming here are absolutely terrible. And these are in the 5s. By the time of the 10, when the real walk around it is weird system, and I'm going to show you how they're doing it because they're folding it right now, making a double low. You can actually see the double low right here off the top of the coast of New Zealand, right here. It's a very plain shot of the geoengineering of a double vortex being made here and here mixing. Here's one, and here's the second. Right, and these are going to dance around each other. They have to. This feeds into that, then those lows will dance. The main low will just kind of park here in a squashed look to it, which you can't really see much of it on this image because this is about as far to the international date line as it lets me go on this image. It'd be nice if they let me center you in like you mattered in. There was not all these timeline borders. You see that EMF right here? Bzzz. These can occur naturally if the flow of the wind was straight like this across. Mike could have said that could have naturally occurred, but the flow going that direction tells me it couldn't. Yeah, just natural can happen still, but is it? Is always the question I ask. Why? Because we got to keep it real. I got to have hope there's still natural in this world. Pew, pew. My God, this is like what's happening in my gut after eating these beans and meatballs. Pow, pow. Look at this now. Now I'm going to go in and let this clear up a little bit. Let's check and see if we are running. We are running. Hopefully the Grayson, when I queried Norman about that 1080, he waved me off. Well, you know, there's a lot of 1080 washing into your muds now. And let's just hope the toxification of your land is lessened by the storm itself. This is not going to be a fizzled out event. And don't take your life lightly. This road here, it runs along the passes here. It's going to have slides and problems. This is the side that's catching the wind and the brunt of the turnaround of the storm as they plan to move it across. It's a very strange motion it's going to take. And so there's your beams from today. So I could take it to a satellite and just show you how much moisture is being directed over the top of you from the east, where it should normally, that should just truck off, right? But it's the EMF moves on that layer of the atmosphere, feeding you right over the top of the thumb over here, and where my middle finger is pointing. Oh, my thumb is pointing at the thumb. Yeah, that makes better sense. So all these heavy tendrils here, see the split move here? Now I know there's an EMF bands coming here, 3 of them. Okay, so there ain't nothing coming through there. Everything, the heat's come up all the way. It looks like to a line here between Napier, just north of New Plymouth, is an EMF line. Nothing's going south of that. Everything's being direct and over. The momentum of this has to actually ride like a Swiss roll. But because that one's there, it's going to want to ride on top of that too. And this one's going to end up touching here. That's going to end up touching the top. It's going to look like it's going away. We're far from it. All the dynamics of the atmosphere say that storm ain't going nowhere until the geoengineers demand it. And right now is not that day. Damage done. So I'm going to roll what they say is going to happen. I'm going to go with you guys first since I'm here. I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Enjoy my beautiful, blessed water. They're folding it. I should actually turn this down, let you see some of the pressures. Because this is a double low move. This is all flow dynamics and geoengineering in its purest forms. This is beams and manipulations. You ain't seeing squantle. Yeah, mimic, man. They get it whited out. That's why it ain't pulled up. Hey, that low ain't going nowhere. There's nowhere for it to go. It just keeps sucking tropics from two sides. All this from Vanuatu to Nick. Come on down and visit us. Come have it, have it, have it. And at some point, the pressure wave of that coming down shoves her back. Has to. Should tighten it right on up. Here she goes. She does the spit. So that spit's about 36 hours from now. And that's an important moment. That 36 hours, your break is over. And it starts free to run on its own again. And it will. I'll turn that over if it's a bad day for you guys over here as well. You're going to get clobbered at coming in on Thursday. It's the weirdest storm you'll have ever seen. Yeah, here's the up and around. That's where you absolutely have two lows going on, and that's a beam day. I'm going to be looking for a beam. It has to happen. It'll be a ship located about where my hand is, or this island right here is going to do it. It has to happen. Then she'll be free to go. A wiper will push her away, probably in this direction here. Cut her right from behind, shove her along. She'll gather that, roll like a Swiss roll, and is actually free enough to come back up here, come back around, but most likely you'll head that direction because of the low dog over in South America in about, it was about 950 something. No, I'm not going to go look. I just remember it. It's all in my head now. And she dances. And she spits all her water right at Hawke's Bay. It's all coming. And this is your day. If you haven't made a decision by the 9th, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. It's batten down the hatches. Get your bucket. And don't be a statistic of death, please. Be a beacon of light. Save yourself. Heed a warning. Go visit somebody. Let's have some camaraderie. There's your gear. Just spinning, pumping. Cold air up. Traffic in, traffic down. 3 different temperature flows, 3 different kinds of chemtrail mix. 100 different thousand ways to say it's wrong. That this is being done to the peaceful populace of New Zealand. Again, and again, and again. And as we get towards the 14th, I'm just going to go right to it. You're fucked. Look what's coming. Look what's off the coast here. This is what's going to start kicking the totals into the gong, is when you start heading toward here. A low that suddenly forms. And then you got that same setup. If you look down here, you recognize the highs. You recognize the setup. You see that a bubble up has to occur here. You see it? This here is just still sitting. It's just taking and pumping. It's just pulled in a tropic, cooling it off, kicking it into this one, so this could take it that direction up and around into a trough in the center and visit your ass again. Chemtrail sprayed 1 week ago, coming back and haunting you again, New Zealand. And when this one comes over this time, it's going to be a bet. Your situation is long, it's wet, it's devastating. It is very, very serious. Yeah, okay, now I'm going to go back over to Australia. You're not bad, I held it together. Right, you got a really, really wet time coming. Yeah, I'm talking really wet. I'm talking as wet as water. Does water know it's wet? Does water dry off after a shower? How come all this thunder and lightning is coming over predicted 2 weeks ago? Hey, you didn't hear squanto about it until, a couple days ago when I said, warning, danger, get in your arcs. Yeah, well, get in your arcs South Australia. Get in your arcs, Melbourne. Get in your arcs, New South Wales. You got 48 hours of fuckery coming. And there will be hail, there will be lightning, there will be what there will be. And I'll be here to make sure you get an accurate forecast. And that's the one that's going to give you a great big old shellac in there, New Zealand. The mixing of the toe, the folding of the top, the smashing that like a hammer, collides that with that and that and that, and folds that right in freaking through. They're very good at using the effect of whether or not flow goes through Cook Strait. My God, you poor folks. And then you got some drying out time there in New South Wales and Queensland. You should enjoy it. Your autumn times and drying out your moles, open your windows, fluff your pillows. Yeah, can your fruits. Yeah, you can do it. Why? Because you're going to need them. Because they're destroying your fruit crops. The springtime flowers go, and the winter fruits are hitting the ground too quick. And spring fruits are coming on some already, and then hitting the ground. The trees are in absolute distress by the very actions I'm seeing. Oh yeah, we're just going to have a big square of rain here. So I just know already that they're going to bomb you over here in Boom Boom Town over here, Boomy. Hey, Boomy, you're going to get boomed and plumes. You must need some freedom, man. It looks like you need some smartening up because they're calling you dumb. If you need smart cities, they're calling you stupid. You going to let the government call you stupid? Come on, the government's about as stupid as it gets. Or they're smart enough to know that you're just going to be stupid. You're going to go along with whatever the hell they say because I know what's best for me. They got corporations. They made millions of dollars. They must know what's right. Yeah, Barnum got millions of dollars hornswaggling. What a bunch of carpetbaggers, snake oil salesmen. How's it on Staines? President Stain over there in the United States ought to know. One guy gave out vaccines, the other guy gave out crack pipes. What a fucked up situation in this world here. Kuda Mudra. How would you like to have 7.6 centimeters of waterfall? Millimeters if it fell all in 3 hours. You'd be lucky that's only going to be there for about a half a day. Yeah, you got rain coming there, man. They're coming for your young, man. They're coming for your young and they're wagging the dog. Wagging that dog right in front of you. And you think the dog is happy. They're holding it by the neck when they're doing that to the dog. And look at the heavy flows, Agnes Water. Batten down the hatches, Margaret. You got some action coming. Not such heavy bubbles for you there, Danielle. Over there. And my friend over there, and in his fail, it never fails. Looks like you get some action stops after that, but that's going to be a gully washer when it comes through. You got a little timing of volatility. I know Cairns hit some action coming up on the threes, I believe it was. Yeah, it's a long sustain where you're getting about 2 centimeters a day, and then one day you're going to get the gully washer. And that'll be determined by the chem bombs over here for the tribulation times. But you got to be ready for some heavy totals headed towards your towns. And same with Innisfail, because as they swell these streams over here, we know your dreams are over here, right? Streams and dreams. Well, it ain't manna being coming from heaven these days. Just man-made weather instead. Maybe it was man-made weather in heaven they was eating and not manna. They just spelled it right. All I know is, man, this whole chem bomb shit show, that we call life these days, is got to be something we can do to make it stop. When they got these big balloons up here cruising around, they tell you Russia's spying on you, but they're spraying you like fucking bugs, like bugs. Bugs, spraying. Yeah, America, that's what that was. It's the Strato Cruiser. Project Loon, done by the lunatics. Lunatic friends, I know you're out there. And look at the world. What do you see? Do you see devoid of clouds? Do you see round, swirling circulations? Or do you see odd shapes? The Nautilus, the Fibonacci sequence, the obvious beaming of the planet we've had a beam. and we'll go verify that. And I'm sorry, you never know how long these shows are going to go. I thought I was going to be less than I'm doing tonight. But I just see a beam. I want to see it. So I was there near South America, somewhere right here. So like I said, they blanked you out. There ain't much you could see. And when the net sees, they decide they don't want you to see. You get a dress with a swinging dick underneath it, and they'll tell you, no, look over there. Well, you have had a big beam. Big manipulation here to separate those two masses. See the big square here? Holding that storm up, not letting it go, not letting it flow, making it stall, making it stay in New Zealand. You got a ship. Tigers fired. Pointing right at you there, tiger. So nothing can get down into Antarctica and go that way. It has to go across the Pacific. It's going to stall. There's nowhere for that moisture to go. Now the beam over here was, let me double check this. I am just to this side of Brazil. I'm right here. These beams here interfered with the imaging chip that was taking a picture of the planet at the time, and did that just on that one image. I've been documenting this for years, and that's what it does. So when I see that, I look here next. I go and I look. Have there been beams? Yes. Have they been there? Yes. Is there a correlation? Yes. Is man-made weather real? Oh, I fucking know it is. I prove it all the time. I prove it in a way you need to know it. Some people want to see a picture of a cloud. Some people want to see that document, want to know about the Stratocruiser, so they can go look it up. So I give them the documents. Some wanted to know the litigation, so I give them the documents. Sometimes people want to know that people are still watching or not that they're working. I'm going to run into you to Miss Ford. I know that's not a popular name. Well, Miss Ford, I could have a wee-wee these days. Ooh. Got an old Ford pickup truck, cut my wee-wee off, and then I didn't give a fuck. What a depopulate move that is. I'm going to get off of Mimic here, because I could just look at it for hours. You got a fire here. That's fire. Fire in Botswana. Here we had some fires in Canada going on again. They played with matches and all the fires burned. Oh yeah, there's definitely some fire. Ba-boo-doo-doo-doo. Then they boom in the plumes. Oh, look at the chemtrails here. Over Lake Superior. What a bunch of motherfucking Superior bastards doing this. Bzzzt. And chemtrails. Take it down to the chemtrail city, but my eyes now started burning and the damn feel gritty. Duluth, how you doing with a big chemtrail over you there? Wow, isn't that horrendous? Fire, boo-boo-boo-boo. Oh, it's outside Montreal. Oh, that's going to be really good for your breathing. When they do have a new asthma vaccine they want to trial on your ass, yeah, I will pass. I'm going to be this control group that doesn't do it and to see how that works out. But we're all one chem bomb away from dropping anyhow. There's so much acid in this guy. Oops. It'll be like the red rain dropping to burn people's skin in that movie V that I'm watching. With the aliens in it, the miniseries. Oh my god, the red rain, and it gave you phosphorus and they fed you to the aliens. As they were making hybrids. Oh my god, that was a rabbit hole. But meanwhile, in the reality of the world, and not my imaginary, these are chemtrails. This is New Buffalo getting the old Buffalo blow treatment from above and below. And here's your fire smoke there, Canada. And chem bombs and chemtrails and nastiness is in your sky. Trudeau's a bastard, do-do-do, a baiter of masters, Doo-doo-doo. Oh my God! You want to see some doo-doo? Hey, have some sand from Tunisia there over the top of the chemtrails to hold them alive, and some EMF to move them along. Where are they going? Right to Sicily. Mamma mia! That's an acidy fucking cloud. Look at that there, that big square with the emanation points pointing at a dot spot. The dot spot. You can't make this up. If you did, you'd be considered sick. Look at that. Look at that. On your Kalamata olives, your sky looks like a stinky feta cheese. Ooh, but then the Nazis say, you're not going to notice it if we brushstroke it out. Bullshit. You can't hide your lies in the skies by disguising them with your lies. I don't have to lick my shoe to know that I stepped in shit. And well, if this ain't some shit going across your country, without your permission, nothing is. Right from here to here, they have 1,200 kilometers of chemtrails. And for you people that don't know miles and that, again, I'll just give you a little less. It's 772 miles of chemtrail right there. Before your eyes. Have this surprise. Well, the fossil field out here is showing up huge. Okay, Fossikers, I got a spot for you. Message me. I just seen something. Mandora. You gotta change the name of that. We'll call it Themdora. Fucking hell. Hey, this is Perth that's getting eminently chembammed and flooded out over the next couple of days, and my heart's gonna go out to him. I'm getting chembammed out to sea as evidenced here by NASA itself. And they always lie, man. They're the masters of grease and how to not even hide the wires and you don't even see it. The deuce is in your sky. A deuce is a number 2. It's a shit. And there's some shit in your sky they cannot disguise with their lies any further. Just zooming in on a chembam here. They just edited it out of the feed, but not quite enough. Why is that one blurry? What's going on there? Well, who's allowed to do this with the data of a picture of our mother? Is our mother going to be made to feel ugly if we have to brushstroke out every one of her lines? Fuck that. She's pretty as she was. She don't need us to block the sun. Matter of fact, the conversation between the sun and the planet is something that's probably well underestimated. And when we think about the health of all life here on this planet and how the blocking of our lives from the 7.83 frequency that we're supposed to be getting naturally is dissing our ease, causing various malaises. Look at how much shadow that put out on another deck of cloud. And the sunlight got to the ocean deck right there. It didn't help nothing. At all. Frying it up. Microwave perturbations of the ocean. Streamers of death down here. Something, that must be the waters around that island. Changing the light. Let's see if we can find, yeah, that's that island itself. Where are we in here? That's the island called Yawana-Lickadicky. Yeah, no, I'm not really sure. Have a peekadicky. Smell a nasty chemi. Look at this crap here. Streaming over the ocean. It's just moving the rivers of moisture around where they're wanted. It's the El Grande lie effect, where the river of moisture gets deflected north and south of the equatorial boundaries at will by massive EMF beams and cutmos like tendril, right? Subtendril. As they cut it into pieces, you bring it over the top, you manipulate them down over the top of New Zealand. It's not going to be much of a pleasant situation for these folks over here. And even today, as I look, see, those lines weren't there. I can't say that that's the ocean. I could say that's an ocean of sickness mix over this, Compass Square out here. Of boogeyman faces, and they're getting ready to sacrifice this area. What a fucking shame. They said it was a zombie apocalypse. Well, I see a bunch of brainless fuckers walking around as it is. And that's your forecast. It's not looking good. Stay safe. Big love. Peace.